Welcome back, everyone, to Map 2, Game 2, Stage 2, Day 2 of Polaris. That's a lot of twos coming your way. We got H2O versus KOVA. KOVA just defeating H2O on their own map. Big KOVA went for that breeze, and that's exactly how it looked. It looked like they were very comfortable, very solid on that map pick specifically. We're now going to be heading into Fracture. That's one of those maps that we haven't seen KOVA on just yet. And H2O, they picked it.
Yeah, and you'll come to caster number 2 as well. And H2O, yeah, I'm surprised that they go for the Fracture because they have played every single map in these qualifiers, in this promotional tournament, but not Fracture, not quite yet. Maybe that is the reason that they actually go for the Fracture, because you can't really read what H2O is going to play there. You can't really read how they're going to play in there. Maybe it has been banned so many times that maybe these teams don't really want to play Fracture, and that is the reason why H2O haven't been able to play Fracture. KOVA, they had 4 Fractures in past 4 months. 2 and 2 is the winnings and losses, obviously 50%. So I think KOVA, they have a decent knowledge of how to play Fracture, decent compositions already. One of the maybe weird thing, in my opinion, is that they go for the double controller. Yeah, it can be good, absolutely, but they have Astro, which is kind of surprising for me. And I think that could be the old patch talking. Maybe they have Brimstone coming up onto this match. Maybe they have something else. That could be definitely the case.
Yeah, we saw Astra as well last map, specifically on Hattie from H2O, and that was one of those things that we kind of said that we might want to be looking out for, because on the qualifiers, they did really well on Astra. It was one of those things that worked out in their favor, but unfortunately, when put up against KOVA, they weren't actually able to get much use out of it. I think Astra solo onto side, it didn't really work out well. We saw the Cosmic Divide come through twice in the entirety of the game, and it didn't really have much of an impact. We saw once and Jesmond was able to come through with a clutch. The second time was more towards the end of the game. KOVA was already on match point. So maybe not one of those agents that I'm looking forward to seeing on Fracture specifically. However, I'm more than happy to see Neon.
Yeah, I'm so ready for the Neon. It has been popularized for past 2 months. Neon has been one of these maybe key components even in this map, and Fracture is definitely one of those maps that even I feel good playing on Neon in competitive. It's really, really good feeling. You have those early stuns that you can use. You don't have to have that bridge all the time in the same position that you want to put that aggression. Yeah, it's good to have that second stun, maybe those flashes, but you can actually have a Neon, maybe having that stopping power in the stuns as well. Having that wall going in the side allows you to maybe even play one controller. You can play like a Brimstone, and having that wall in Neon could allow you to enter sides without a lot of risk. And I think that is one of the best parts of Neon. You just can have so many different styles of gameplay and allow those early pushes, but you can actually hold down sides, mains as well. When you have those, like A main is one of those best positions for Neon. You can use it on attack and defense. You can get a lot of control on attack, just dashing in, stunning the corner, and on defense, you can just stun the corner and enemies can't really push you.
Yeah, that's in Silver Elo. I know you like to play your Neon, and I know you're not Silver. It's fine. You're Radiant at heart. That's why you're a caster at heart. But we're gonna be seeing the picks coming through, and the Astra actually being picked up by KOVA, as well as the Neon. I just want to talk about the Astra. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, KOVA almost going at the same composition, but not quite. They go for the double controller, but neither one of them is a Viper. No, it's Sopma and Jesmond on the Astra, and Owen. Yeah, they have the Neon. I really like this. Both of the teams actually have this Neon. But yeah, the Astra, it is kind of weird agent. Sure, you have a lot of utility that you can have. Maybe that is one of the key parts that they want to focus in the Astra, is that allowing the Neon maybe have those aggressive pushes alongside her stuns. You have the Astra pulls, the stuns as well, the smokes, and maybe that is one of the things that they are looking for. And H2O side, they are going for the solo controller, but they have the KO, a little bit of information and flashes for the Neon. and that could be really, really good for H2O side. I think I a little bit favor this H2O's composition.
Yeah, I think H2O's composition is definitely looking much more promising than the one that KOVA has been pulling out, and not entirely sure how I feel about how this is going to be slotting well together. But if you have Ale pushing out that aggressively on Neon early on and actually winning every single duel that he's taking, already dropping down 3 players, looking good.
Yeah,
but you have to remember that the rest of H2O is still what you want to be dealing with, and that's a trigger display coming through from Jasmine. Beautifully played. I had to like stop a little and breathe in. That was quick.
Yeah, I was like, what happened? And Jasmine, I just love that. That is one situation where you don't really breathe for a second. You're like waiting. What is gonna happen? What is gonna happen? Is Jasmine gonna get both of them? But of course it's gonna get both of them. Look at this guy. It doesn't matter. And that is, like I said, the A-main aggression, it's one of the things that you can do with Neon. I think they even paired it up with Astra Gravity Well and Breed Stun. And that's easy 3 kills for Ale. And once again, aggressive pushes on the B-main. This Breed Stun is really good. We are going for some aggression.
He's gonna delay that aggression a little bit further, and Vicious getting a bit too overzealous with it. Yes, some of that util is gonna land, but it doesn't entirely mean that you're able to peek it that quickly. He's gonna lose his Spectre in the process as well as his life. Gets punished for that aggression. And now B-side, completely unattended. It seems that H2O have their eye on it.
Yeah, they have pushed out of arcade. Alliance Supma, that was the goal at the start of the round. Now 3 players holding that A side. Jasmine able to pick Riyadh in A main. I think Alex could gain some space for these players, but they decide to rotate on the B side. It's very, very quiet. Alex holding a good position. Actually, deeper than the smoke. Could cause some problems for KOVA. They still have the better guns, but Fake and Ass with the Spectre. Ready to go in the side.
Clock's ticking. Did you have to go? It's now or never. Molly lineup's gonna be coming through. He's gonna clear out some space onto site. So you gotta be picking off. Subman knows that he's in arcade. He's in tower, finds 1, finds 2, finds a 3rd, gets flash. Spike is dropped. And Ali finishing this off quickly. A win secured by KOVA. The Spectres really doing their job. 2-0.
Yeah, and surprisingly, KOVA rather, is able to keep it so clean. This could have been messy with the 1 Spectre lost at the start of the round. Sapma, basically the only one holding for really, really long. But Riyadh, or Ala rather, is fast to come in with those stuns, able to help Sapma a little bit. Sure, Sapma clears up those kills, but still, it's really, really good. And once again, really fast aggression, but H2O, they know exactly. Look at that utility usage.
Yeah, they're just using it so incredibly well. We saw it last map as well coming through from KOVA specifically. They really know when to use that util and how to use it, and that's just down to the sheer amount of time and practice that they have been able to put in. H2O though, they're gonna be forcing the rest of KOVA just a bit further. And Alex is looking to wrap around and do a bit of a surprise.
Alex, on a good position, probably gonna get maybe contacted. Oh, Jasmine actually wins that battle. Gets the rifle, saved for KOVA, but the A side is left open. They know at least 3 players is on B.
Launching smoke.
The spike is gonna go down soon.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed, a spike down, and it's gonna allow them to move into post-plant position, give them some sort and sense of security in any way, shape, or form. They haven't really been able to execute it so far, and they've only lost 1 player. They still have the majority of the team alive. They are in pretty good positions. They're pretty far back. Shed does find the first, finds the second, looking to get the third. Is not gonna be able to do so as the flash comes through, but Vicious with the Spectre is down to a 1v1 for both of these players. Riyadh looking to back off, wants to get that higher up, wants to try and dance around the spike. Is gonna work out in their favor, but oh my, was that expensive.
Yeah, that was so expensive for H2O. KOVA not actually going for the traditional retake going towards side, but all 4 players focusing onto the A main, just taking those duels, taking the trades. But in the end, H2O, they win that trading battle. They get the first kill, which allows Riyadh to just delay the time, and then get that spam through the wall as well. They get the spike down, which means that they have those rifles. Jeff obviously going for that Spectre, doesn't quite have enough money. Look at H2O's ult economy. It's really close of getting those good ultimates. Whoa, Sopma.
Getting a bit too eager. Let's get punished for it right away. And that's something that H2O does seem to be doing quite well these couple of rounds, and even last map as well. They're punishing that over-aggression. They're punishing KOVA when they're getting a bit too comfortable. But KOVA, they're just ready to clap back time and time again. They even have the spike under them now. And Alex, once again, in a bit of a peculiar position, is looking to get it back, and they're not checking their backs. They're not looking on that potential flank. He's gonna miss the shots on Ali. Turns around. 3-1 for KOVA. And Ali on this Neon, he got the zoomies. He's going fast.
That doesn't happen with any other agent. Literally.
No!
And if there is even a jet right there, you won't miss those shots. But Alex, going against that Neon, it's so hard to spray down. And even if Ale would have fallen down there, I think that's a fairly easy trade. Ale being able to stay alive in that side is crucial. Crucial for KOVA, even though 2 players from his side dies instantly. And H2O looks like they have a free side. But no, Ale is the lifesaver. Kind of surprising that... Yeah. Oh, yes, Mund. Doesn't quite get it.
It's gonna give Riot the upgrade. It's gonna give them the Vandal. Illusion of safety, something that KOVA has been pretty good at giving H2O. This time around, Ali on the Neon looking to dash out aggressively. He's doing the same thing time and time again on B. He pushes out aggressively, he gets a pick, and he backs off, and it's been paying off really well for the side of KOVA. He's gonna get that timing correct. He might be able to spot out a couple of players as they're pushing through Arcade. He's not going to land the shots. Alex does get a 2K of his own, but Supma with the paranoia is going to be able to finish it off accordingly. Still a couple more players that he has to be dealing with. Doesn't quite check it. Riyadh putting an end to it. And now it's Vicious left. The 1v2 after he gets the first pick, but that's a thrifty from H2O coming through. They secure another round. 2-3, they're catching up.
Yeah, they didn't have that much to buy on. I think there was one rifle that they invested in. Found a second one from Yesmond. And Vicious almost getting those frags. Starting with one, but doesn't quite connect on the rest of them. Vicious, one of these players that is really, really young aimers, just popping off in these rounds. Is not quite able to bring that back. H2O, they get the second round. They're starting to look maybe a little bit better. Alex, quarter falls.
It's gonna be fun. That is pretty good. Feels pretty good. We can do some French lessons here on cast.
Yeah, we should.
Right.
We should.
A Rolling Thunder is gonna be coming through, and it's gonna knock up that Molly just a bit. Cosmic Divide invested as well, and that's a whole lot of util thrown at it. The relay bolt's gonna look to clear out the bottom of sight. It's not gonna connect with anyone. It's gonna give H2O the safety. It's gonna give them the sight. The audio cues, they're muffled. KOVA, they have no idea what's going on. It's a side they don't even know how many players they can be expecting, and if anything, it seems to be working against them. The util's not giving them what they were looking for. The relay bolt is not going to connect. The flash is going to be coming through. Jaft's going for the peek, gets one, gets the second. Ali eventually trading out. But that's already true players down. 2-4 from Alex. It's absolutely deadly. Now Jasmine and Vicious have a lot to do. Time's ticking. They have to do it now or never. Fake Ananas looking to stop them from in any way they can. They're gonna be tapping the spike. It's gonna be baiting Fake Ananas just a bit forward, but it doesn't matter because he's able to win in both of these duels. He's gonna be walking away with 10 HP.
H2O really good securing on of that round. They had the guns, KOVA quite didn't. Those pistols had to save on that round. And H2O, they don't want to risk anything. They don't want to risk too much. Just going for that A side. Securing that. Good flashes going in for Jaff. Just holding that sand area really, really well. If KOVA had information about these players, if they had information that everyone is in A main, that would be so dangerous. Because Vicious, he had that Rolling Thunder available whole time. There could have been a good chance. No, H2O secure that round. They want to get this lead. 3-3. Even score right now. Vicious Connects one bullet. That is not good enough.
You have some information as a knife did manage to spot out Riyadh, and that's the Brimstone ult coming through. That's the orbital strike. It's gonna clear out the bottom side, but Vicious is already on a tear of his own. Jasmine joining him right away, and Shed playing further back onto the side as Hattie has a lot of things to do. And the operator available for Alex. Might want to call for that save. The relay bolt's gonna be able to walk right out of it. Not going to get up, but he's completely flashed. Still finds a player. But Supma's gonna take that operator away from him. He's gonna be secured by KOVA.
That is really, really risky from Alex. I bet he doesn't mind that much about losing the operator himself, but actually giving the operator on the Shed's hands when he has Tour de Force ready for the next round as well could be really dangerous for H2O. They have had a succession going into A main, finding some picks there, but if you put Shed holding right there, just barely outside of the stun range, that could get so dangerous. Look at this B main control already. Shed finding a good pick with that operator.
Yeah, but instead they're looking to go towards Dish, go for drop, get onto side, quick and easy. But KOVA's not gonna make it easy for them. They're not gonna give them an opportunity to run away. They've already put down a spanner in the works as Jaffa and Alex are no longer going to be able to participate in this round, and is going to take the wins out of H2O's sails. They were looking to crash onto site, but instead they're being stopped dead in their tracks. Fake Ananas, the only one left, has a util available. What is he going to be able to do with it? Is he going to be able to buy? Is he going to go for the save? And if he does, yes, he has a spike. He might be able to rotate to B and get a plant down. That's Ollie on the Neon, and it's just running across the map so quickly. It's so easy for him to catch up.
Yeah. Spam bananas to help fake ananas. I think that was something that I saw on the break in the chat. But fake ananas 1 versus 5. I think the bananas is not going to help too much for him.
30 seconds left.
You don't like bananas?
I do.
Do you like... It's actually pineapple. I know ananas is like the European...
Yeah, Finnish people say that, at least.
Yeah, Dutch people too. In the UK it's like pineapple and... Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean...
If you had to choose between pineapple and a banana, what would you choose?
A banana. Yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean...
I respect that.
But if I have to choose between ananas and banana, then ananas.
Yo, wait, what? It's the same thing, man. What's going on? Yo.
Yep.
Yo.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
That makes no sense. Are you tired, MP? It's been a long day.
I mean, I'm always tired. If you want to go for like, I mean, I'm always tired if you're talking about like my bad jokes. That is.
Okay.
That is exactly like
terrible jokes.
It doesn't matter. I wouldn't go so far as saying terrible jokes. Bad jokes, dad jokes, that is fine.
Okay, I will give you the dad jokes. But H2O, they're
cool.
also calling for the timeout.
Yeah, this is a good timeout from H2O.
Yeah, they've been really struggling getting these attacking rounds in. They have had success 3 times, but even when they did, it wasn't very much a clean round. So they have the Thrifty coming through, so that actually did bounce their economy back a little. But it's looking scary in terms of, again, they're continuously being forced on that eco round, and then they get this, they have that save up, they're gonna buy, they lose, and even if they win a round, it's not a clean round, so they still aren't in that favorable position. Whereas you're looking at KOVA, they're comfortable, they're chilling.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, and I think the operator helps them quite a lot. KOVA, for example. I think this timeout is quite a lot of whether we want to use the Neon ultimate coming in this round. Dead. Doesn't quite see Alex, but that's a good pick for H2O.
Ooh, the overdrive was being used by Riyadh, but he's taken out of it right away as the flash is going to make that so much more difficult to actually connect to any of these shots. Paranoia is going to allow Vicious to drop. Does manage to pick one off, but Ananas is going to be coming through with a trade. And that's going to be equalizing the playing field just a bit more. It's going to give H2O that breather that they need to potentially get onto site. Potentially get a plant down, to potentially move into those post-plant positions. Supma does know the location of at least one player. He's gonna be backing off, but Ollie, he's wrapping around. He's got time. Ooh, He's got time, he's got a pick. But Alex, he's got the operator. That's something you want to be dealing with. The relay bolt's not going to quite connect. He's going to be dashing out. Back to safety. And Jasmine, he hasn't really had that opportunity to play or pick off a player. But Ale, he's already called the rotation. He knows that it's coming. He's expecting it. But Alex, he's too far behind. He's not going to be able to come through with the trade. He's going to go through the boxes. Going to connect a couple of shots, but it's not going to be enough. He does find Hattie eventually. And this is putting Alex in a less than favorable position.
Wow. Jesmond, Ale, both deciding that they don't want to go from B main. Just go under, rotate from arcade, maybe trying to catch Alex off guard. They know where the first TP is. They should, right about now, know that Alex is in tower, holding that position. And now they know exactly where Alex TP'd. Jesmond, going for that diffuse. What? Ale actually wrapping around from arcade. But Jesmond is able to win Alex on that 1 versus 1. That's a really good round from H2O. Even though they don't win that round. But we have to remember that that round came from back of Alex having that serve, getting the first pick, and that overdrive coming from Riyadh. I mean, overdrive didn't really do much. Instantly get taken down. But still, it's a good round from H2O. Getting some damage onto KOVA's economy, getting that spike down, allows them to just go full buy on this next round. Alex getting those shields as well with the operator. And now H2O, they need to start getting these rounds.
They need to start racking in because KOVA at this point, they're going to have a good half regardless. 6 rounds already on the board, and Ale, he's just popping off. He's playing out of his mind. He's so comfortable when they're trying to push into him aggressively.
Spike down.
And he knows that the rest of his team's got his back. Alex with the operator again. He's going to miss a shot. Does have the headhunter coming out eventually. Will connect it. The spike is down on site, and they still have to get it back.
Yeah, Ale. Finishing fake bananas. A smoke. It's really, really tough. Alex finding a small gap there, but I don't think anyone's gonna peek that. Shed is ready for the arcade push. Sopma, the only one watching towards main, trying to jump spot something.
He's not going to spot anything, but that shot's gonna give away their position. Flash is gonna be coming through. He's gonna force Hattie off even further away from the spike. They still have it, and Shed is gonna take out Alex. Now Hattie is the only one left fighting for his life.
30
A
seconds.
bit of an awkward scenario. Might want to go for that operator save instead and hold on to it for next round. This is an impossible feat.
Yeah. Hattie still sticking around, trying to go for that pick.
Ooh.
It seems like H2O, they don't really want to save these operators.
That's what's worrying me. They are in a less favorable position, and instead of going for the save, instead of trying to somehow or keep a bit of a lifeline going through their economy, they're more than happy to go for those peaks, and they're going for dry peaks as well into an operator.
Yeah, and I think if they save that operator, they might have some kind of buy into this next round because the Tour de Force is available. Shaft would have had money for rifle. Yeah, Riyadh, Hattie, fake analysis, maybe not too much, but that's already 3 guns. Yes, Munch. Can he survive? No.
I mean, it was a bit wonky, but eventually it does work out. There's 1 player down. Astra no longer available. Vicious does have Rolling Thunder if he wishes to use it to secure the site if they do decide to go for that push. But as of now, the spike is rotating.
Having a good angle on the generator, on the Supma. Is he gonna pick from Link? Not quite yet, at least.
Off your feet!
And that's a Rolling Thunder being invested. Looking to delay their pushes even further, looking to buy as much time as they need just to prevent them from going for that plant. But that doesn't matter as they're still going to be able to get it down, Riyadh. He's got that plant down. And now KOVA, they're going to play retake. They have a Rolling Thunder of their own.
Yeah, this could be still rough. Alex is out of that range of Rolling Thunder. They get the first pick, but Alex going for that pick, for that trade is really good. Looking for H2O.
You blink.
Ooh, Ollie going with the zoomies. He got the absolute speed coming through, but the players from his team are dropping, and now it's him against 3. The side of H2O is gonna have to either reload or go for the classic, and does go for it, but that's a thrifty coming through from H2O. The second one, 50% of their rounds is a thrifty. They can do it. They need to put their mind to it.
Yeah, absolutely. H2O running away with a round like that means that they absolutely have a good chance. We really need to show that again, did we? Riyadh.
I guess we did.
Getting the cleanest kill. I mean, the frenzy. Everybody knows it. Long range. I mean, everybody else than Dr. Freeze. That long range frenzy is not really gonna work. Dr. Freeze, obviously, frenzy main. Can shoot heads from that angle or from that range. Alex getting good pick on the shed as well. And that is a good start for H2O. Last round started the same. First pick coming for H2O. And they are able to get the spike down, finish the round. Riyadh.
He's gonna destroy some of that util. He's gonna give away their position, and Ale is gonna be shot down right away. Member that has found the most success on the side of KOVA. They've been able to blow up these rounds. They've been able to start them off incredibly strong for their team and give them the advantage that they need to snowball. Now that that's no longer available, will they be able to play this? Submike gets spotted out as well. It's gonna have to be forced out of the position. Cosmic Divide is gonna drop as well as the Orbital Strike is gonna be cleaning out that A site, the B site. They want to go for the plant, and Jasmine is the only one left standing. Isn't going to take the shot. Does eventually connect it onto Alex. The relay bolt's gonna knock him up as well. He's gonna have to walk back into safety. He still has 4 members from the side of H2O that he's gonna have to be dealing with.
Jasmine. He has gotten 4 kills previously on that breeze, clutching out a round almost similar to this. It's tough. This is nearly impossible situation, and H2O, they should be able to really hold this down. Jasmine starting with the kill, but gets traded instantly after. Good stun from Hattie there. And H2O, they managed to pick 5 rounds. That is looking already good for them. Depending whether KOVA can actually get some rounds, get that snowball rolling on in this attacking side. If they don't, I see this as a favor for H2O when they go in the defending half.
KOVA this time, they played aggressively on the defensive side. So you would expect that to be translating towards the attacking side as well. And so far, H2O, they haven't really found a way to be dealing with it at all. So it's now or never. Because the Fracture is one of those maps where it's really important to play aggressively as much as you can. You have that Neon locked in. You got Riyadh on the Neon, so you're expecting him to play identical to how Ale played it. But instead, the aggressive play that H2O is going for gets punished immediately.
Yeah, that's really good. We are missing the shot. Or Alex rather missing the shot. Doesn't quite get that connection. Fake Ananas, really low HP in tower. KOVA starting to get some ground on this side. Yesmund spots Hattie. Doesn't quite connect. And Hattie gets a good pick himself.
Sapma's gonna be coming through with a trade. And Hattie and Ananas, or fake Ananas to be completely honest. You know, Ananas would mean that it's a real Ananas, but it's a fake Ananas. It's exactly what the name says. The rest of the team, they're gonna be rotating towards A. You don't have that Neon alive anymore, so you're gonna have to kind of sprint it yourself. Get your cardio in to catch up with them.
Yeah. Hattie trying to get some shots connected. Get some on the shed. Fake Ananas already on this flank. Don't think Sapma knows about it. He might have an idea. 13 and 15 HP. It's not much for these players.
They still have to make it work if they want to secure this, because when you're going to be losing this pistol round, most likely KOVA is going to be able to walk away with the next round as well, and then you're in that really awkward scenario where they're only 1 point off of double digits.
Yeah, Vicious finishing up Hattie. Like you said, after this round, KOVA is looking like they can get that 9th round. And close up on the double digits. Get even closer onto that match point. KOVA going for the full buy. 5 Spectres found on that KOVA side. That is really important. We see sometimes these players not maybe buying fully. Oh, nice zooming. Yeah, we see these players not buy full, and then it punishes themselves. And it's kind of bad. It can work sometimes if you want to build up for that. Vandal. Ale? I like how he's looking right now with this Neon. Going for really, really aggressive plays.
Yeah, it definitely seems like one of those Asians that he's genuinely comfortable on, and it does suit his play style. Vicious is going to be able to take out one player. Know that there's a couple more there, but Riyadh is going to be able to get through. And still holding on to tower. Doesn't want to give it up as of yet. But 1-1 for both of these teams. Like, that's more in the advantage of H2O, considering that they came into this with a lesser buy. They're now going to be able to at least get one of their players onto a Spectre. It's the Neon specifically. Might be able to cause some economic damage, which is then going to hurt KOVA just a bit more. The shot's not going to connect from Alex. Jasmine's going to be able to take that trade away. And Shed, he knows exactly where Hattie is. Once you trigger that alarm bot, you're not safe.
Riyadh has the Spectre. Can it pay off? 74 HP. It's not much to go with. And these positions of KOVA, really, really hard to counter. Shed actually going for some aggression. Wants to get that pick. Gets punished instead. Riyadh gets taken out. Fake Ananas. The only one left with 48 HP. Gets taken out. KOVA 9-5. That is exactly how Genie does every day.
That is such a good joke. Okay, I respect it. I do a 9-5 every day, unfortunately.
I respect the hustle.
Thank you, man.
That is just amazing.
I want to be esports.
9-5, and then doing casting. Just
And then I'm stuck with MP.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it.
I was just about to say, someone hire Genie for more gigs. So
Oh, yeah,
she doesn't
he's
have
right.
to do. But yeah, I'll take that back. I'll take that back.
No, he's right. Hire Genie for more gigs.
Right there.
KOVA focusing on this A side while we try to focus on the game a little bit.
Yeah. It's important to focus on the game. Ali's gonna be able to dash into side virtually uncontested and even wins the duel against Alex, who has quite an interesting position that he was able to get onto. He's gonna drop that Vandal. Hattie wants to flash himself out. He's not gonna be able to do so.
Look at Yesmu's position. All the way around.
Surprise! Ali is ready for first. He's not gonna be ready for Riyadh. But these members are dropping so quickly, and yes,
Player standing.
plants down, and Riyadh's now the last player standing. He's gonna have to go for this. But that is such an expensive round. Even if this does work out in their favor, which it doesn't, KOVA's gonna be putting themselves in double digits. And H2O, they lose their buying round.
Yeah, that is so huge for KOVA. Able to get that round, able to get the spike down. Jesmund just walking around from that flank is so good. Holding that top side. Somehow Ala is able to find this pick, then finds a second, doesn't quite connect onto Riyadh. That would have been way too much already. Riyadh, good try here, but somehow Jesmund, every shot connects through that wall. Somehow KOVA in the double digits. And Shed is kind of pinched right now. Can he get away?
Ooh, overdrive is gonna catch him out of. Ali, however, is gonna be using that commotion that's happening towards ropes to get onto side to relay what's gonna come through. He's gonna give them quite a lot of space, but also a lot of pressure. And Ali is more than comfortable moving forward into their spawn. That is a Rolling Thunder coming through. He's gonna knock up Ali just a little. They're not playing off of it. Just, yeah, the overdrive is going to be coming through. He's looking to get a pick. Gets the first. He's going to get the second.
One enemy remaining.
Going for the fourth, and that might be the ace if he manages to connect it. But Supma says, nah, you want that ace. Not today. It's mine.
Ale full blast right there. Couldn't quite get the ace. But Riyadh starting the route. Overdrive. And then Ale is like, yeah, I'll bring my overdrive as well into the mix. Somehow gets both of these kills in CD. It's really hard to hit into that overdrive, and he saw it right there. Almost gets the ace as well. I think it's time for H2O's timeout. KOVA, they have started this season really, really well.
Yeah,
Not
and also
quite yet beating H2O, but almost.
yeah, they're definitely on the way to do so. But it's also for H2O, they're this new roster being put together. They don't really have that much experience as a team. And they're trying to figure out still how they want to be approaching this. Whereas KOVA, they really do have that advantage of so much time and scrims just played out together. You can tell in the way they play. They're really comfortable with each other. They're really comfortable with the util usage that they want to use. They're really comfortable with their timings, and they trust each other. They feel very comfortable playing individually isolated 1v1s because they trust that their teammate is going to be winning the other. And H2O, however, you can tell that they're not as comfortable playing as a 5-man unit as KOVA.
Yeah, and one of the most surprising parts is Ale actually playing this Neon. Ale, who usually plays agents like KO, Sky, maybe even Breach, now going onto a whole different role as a duelist. Duelist who's always going to be on the front line, entering, sometimes even solo, actually quite often. Like you see right here, going solo for that usually is nasty. That gravity well as well. Wait, Alex is faked.
Yeah, there he is.
Off your feet!
Ooh. Ali once again trying to go for that aggressive play, but this time around does get punished for it. Job's gonna be able to take the pick out. At least gets one of his own. Riyadh gets another, and that's only one player left. Fish is all by himself. A flawless coming through from H2O, and this is what we said. When they want to, when they really feel like it, when they're going for it, they can do it. They're incredibly well at doing what they do. But they just need to find those opportunities, they need to find those openings, and they haven't really been given the chance by KOVA to do so.
Yeah, maybe KOVA even a little bit overcomplicating the round for themselves. Splitting up onto two different positions, using that Astro Roll, that Cosmic Divide on A, Rolling Thunder on B, also the Omen Ultimate on B. And meanwhile, Riyadh is able to take that underground position. Ale, just dodging that stun, able to get that good position, and that is exactly what Neon does. It messes up the timing so much, and Vicious able to take Riyadh. Hadi is left on the side, but not for longer. Bacon and Anas, Alex, the two players left.
Spike
But they
planted.
actually have to go for it. 2 versus 5.
This round is going to be putting KOVA onto that match point, map point, series point, whatever you want to call it, because they've already won that first map. So on Fracture, they're definitely looking strong. It looks like they have their composition on their play, and this time around, H2O, they're going to be deciding to go for that save. I think this is genuinely the better call to do. They have lost that operator multiple times, and it seems like KOVA, they're looking to get that operator back. Going for full of these jiggle peaks, and Alex is going to be able to teleport back to safety. He's going to be able to hold on to it for just a little longer. The knife coming through is going to detect two of the players, and KOVA, they're really running them down. They really want to take these weapons off of them. They don't want to give them any breathing space. They don't want to give them a chance to take them into the next round and potentially stop them from taking series point.
They actually get the operator out of Alex's hand. Yeah, Tour de Force is available for next round. That is good damage. Good damage from KOVA.
Alex and the operator. It's just such a sad story.
It can absolutely pop off. But it hasn't worked that well in this matchup. Alex has had some cute picks.
Yeah, but it's always taken away from him. He wants to save it, and they're like, no, you can't save it.
Somehow
Not in this
KOVA.
match.
Watch out! Coming through.
I think Shed did like a 360 right there.
Yeah, I
Coming into
mean,
that
it's
pick.
Neon. You can do anything you want with that agent. Clearly, Ale feels more than comfortable going aggressively with it once again. Going into spawn is going to be able to get a couple of these players off. Shed and Fish is getting one apiece themselves. Fake Ananas does manage to come through with a trade, but that's all it's going to be able to find for now. He gets a second coming through as well, dropping some of these members, but it's still a numbers advantage secured by KOVA. They have the plant down. All they need to do is wait for the time. Alex is going to be finding Ale. The flash is going to come through. Jasmine's going to have to go back to safety. It is planted right for the open. If they want to go for the defuse, it's very easy for KOVA to stop them. They're going to be hitting the paranoia. Is going to come through. They're going to have to go back. But instead, Suppa gets a little too comfortable. Fake Ananas going to be saving the day. And H2O, they're fighting for another round.
They actually get this round brought back. Was it 2 versus 4? I think that was the case. Alex and Fake and Anna fighting their way back. That is really, really good looking for them. But they still need 5 more rounds. KOVA. Maybe a little over aggressive right here. Ale just focusing on that one position. Maybe way too secure about them winning this match. And H2O, they will punish it absolutely. Jenny, do you think? I was wondering like the whole match. If Fake Ananas is actually Fake Ananas, do you think it's a pineapple?
I would assume so. You know the fake fruits that you have, like those plastic ones that people put up for decoration?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like one of those. Maybe he got traumatized by one as a child and he decided to become what had hurt him the most. Either die a hero, live long enough to become the villain. Give me his origin villain story.
Wait, that was literally from a movie that I just watched. I can't remember which one.
I don't even know what movie it's from. If anyone can help us out, please do let us know. If anyone can help H2O out, it's gonna be Alex with the operator. He's already found 2 picks himself, but Sapma's gonna be coming back. Up in tower, he's gonna be able to take Fake Ananas out. At least 1 player down, the spike. It's gonna be going down as well. It's gonna give KOVA what they need. Step 1 accomplished, plant the spike. Step 2, don't die to the orbital strike. There you go as planned. Step 3 is hold on to side for as long as you can, just to make sure that you win the game. He's gonna find 1, but again, Shed in that awkward scenario by himself. And that means that step 2 and 3 from the plan did not go as planned.
Yeah. H2O starting to get some ground. Starting to maybe get some breathing room right here. Yeah, 4 rounds still to go. But maybe if they can win a few more rounds right here, KOVA maybe start doubting themselves. Maybe able to give H2O some room. It's still...
MP.
Yep.
That quote was from The Dark Knight. Thank you, production.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are awesome.
Oh, true. Yeah, I just watched that. I think for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it's an old movie.
You're a little behind.
Yeah.
Ooh, H2O is behind in rounds and they're also behind in numbers. Riyadh has been taking out right away. But Alex, he's still holding on to the operator. We said it wasn't a great story so far, but this seems to be rekindling their friendship and their bond as he hasn't dropped it as of yet. Cosmic Divide coming through from Jasmine to Molly. From Jap is gonna delay that push onto site, but Ale, he's got the zoomies, he's got the speed, he's already on it, he's gonna be taking Jap down. It's gonna give KOVA more than enough to actually get onto site and get the plant down. They're really about gonna connect. Overdrive activated from Ale is gonna take out the last player that was onto site, and now Alex, he's gonna have to rotate, he's gonna have to play retake, he's gonna have to take out every single player, but he's not gonna be able to do so, as a side quest flawless is how KOVA decide to end this fracture map, and they're gonna be walking away 2-0 versus H2O on their first game of this split.
Yeah, that looked like it might have started slipping out of KOVA's hands, but on that last round, they just showed how dominant they are on that fracture map. Ale is just amazing. I'm so surprised how well he was able to do with that Neon, popping off, going solo, getting those kills. This was just beautiful from Yesmond all over the board. KOVA, they are looking good against this H2O's team. They start with the 1-0 and absolutely looking better than what they looked on the last season. It wasn't bad from KOVA from last season, but it wasn't just quite enough to reach into the playoffs. Maybe this KOVA, maybe this newly fresh from the break KOVA is able to reach all the way there, but it's hard to say from the first match. All I can say is that they look good right now.
Yeah, they definitely look good against H2O. There were a couple of mistakes here and there, and it's also one of those things where KOVA was losing their cool quite often. And yes, some rounds they look absolutely incredibly strong. They look really well gelled together and cemented as a team. But then you have other rounds where it kind of just starts to fall apart. And eventually, yes, they do pull themselves back together. But how is this going to be phasing up to the like of Finest, the likes of Heat, the likes of XL, some of these teams that we've seen already that have been doing so incredibly well? Yes, KOVA definitely could be a contender for one of those top 4 spots, but there's going to be a couple of things that they need to work on because you're playing against H2O, a team that has just recently formed. They haven't had a lot of time practicing together. They're completely new to this. It's only one player from the last roster. They made it through the qualifiers. They definitely deserve to be here, but they're not as strong as KOVA. And Alex, we spoke about him. We spoke about how that operator did do well on some occasions, and on some occasions they weren't able to hold on to it. Let's get the MVP of the match. Definitely well deserved, and Ale on that Neon. Is there anything else I can say about that?
I mean, just going solo, having good utility from the teammates as well. Ale just popping off. You saw the confidence in last 6 rounds. Ale doesn't really care anymore. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna win all of these duels. Let's just go inside the smoke. There's probably no one. Oh, someone coming in. Yeah, easy frag. And that is basically what you can do with Neon. You break those timings so well that the enemy is just caught off guard when they're coming into their own smoke that is in CT. They're like, oh, this Neon was already here. And Ale did that to perfection. One of the things that KOVA was heavily relying on in this map was Ale. And if Ale wasn't popping off as well as he did, then they could have had some kind of struggle. But, well, we don't have to think about that. Ale absolutely popped off 28 kills on that map, and that looks so good for KOVA.
Yeah, the aggression coming through from KOVA, it definitely paid off, and H2O struggled very heavily against that aggression specifically, because we saw the rounds where it was H2O instead that was going for those aggressive plays, or just rounds where KOVA kind of reeled it in a little, kind of played it a little bit slower, and those are actually the rounds that H2O was either able to win or bring very close to a win. Whereas when we had that aggression coming through from Ale or anyone else from the KOVA roster, H2O really struggled. And fortunately for us, Ale, the MVP, we're going to have that opportunity to speak to him on the interview. Good evening, good night, good morning, depending where you are, Ale. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Polaris. Lovely to see you again. How are you feeling after that win?
It feels good. I think we're pretty confident going into this game. I think I don't think it was anything special for us to win this game. I think it was expected from us, and we were really confident in our game plan. But Fracture was a bit shaky, but we pulled it through, so I'm happy.
I mean, Fracture wasn't shaky for you. You were popping off. How good do you feel playing that Neon? I mean, you have obviously played like KO and Sky, now going onto a Neon different role as a duelist, as a really heavy entry duelist. How do you feel playing this Neon?
Well, originally I was a duelist main, so it's back to my roots. So it feels really good playing Neon again, or like a duelist overall. And just having the switch up and just going in fragging feels really good. I'm just really confident on it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it suits you well. Coming into this next weeks of this group stage, who do you think is going to be the toughest opponent for you? Is this H2O match just one of the maybe easiest match for you, for example? Like you said, it was one of the games that you think you were going to win, and you did. So what is like the toughest opponents when looking into like Heat and Excel or Finest maybe?
I think for us it's probably either Heat or Excel, because we have had some rivalry between them the past few months, and I think it's going to be fun playing them as well. I think those teams have really solid lineups, and I think it's going to be interesting playing them, especially Excel. They have a new roster, so I'm looking forward to playing them.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the questions that they just keep coming up time and time again, right? You guys with KOVA, you stuck with the roster that you had last play. Every other team so far, we've seen them make a change of at least one player. How does that make you guys feel as a team? Have you really put the time in between stage 1 and stage 2 to good use? Have you guys had a lot of that time to play together and get used to each other? Do you think it's an advantage for you guys?
I think it's definitely an advantage, and I think that has also made us more comfortable going into this split, because we know we have the experience as a team, and the other teams are completely new and need to work on, the basics and everything working to each other. And we already kind of have that done. We obviously have some work to do, but I think we are one step ahead when it comes to that, and it has helped us, mentally going into these games.
So you say that you guys have some work left to do. Are you happy with your performance today? Is there anything specific that's really standing out that you think, yes, this is one of those things that we as KOVA have to focus on if we want to make it to that top 4 spot?
I think we as KOVA need to start focusing on having more calm mid rounds and not rushing as many things as we do. I feel like a lot of times we pursue rounds too fast, where we can just chill and take it easy, especially when we have man advantage. And I think that's the only thing we need to think about.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do the interview, and also thank you so much for you guys' performance. Looking forward to seeing more from you guys in the future. We still have a couple of weeks to go. Best of luck out there, and hopefully we'll see you guys shortly.
Thank you very much. See ya.
Thank you. Well, MP, that was it for today's games. We started off with KOVA H2O. That was the second game. The first game we had Finest versus Heat. And we kind of have a couple of clips that I know you want to roll, starting off with Heat's game specifically. And if I remember correctly, it was the best individual performance to be coming through.
Yeah, I think these are from both of these matches the best individual performances. We first see this clip of Eccles. This was one of the best rounds in my opinion. Eccles getting a good timing, but this experience showing from Eccles, just leaving Monstrum in this position. They know exactly that they're gonna go for the rest. 2 versus 4 situation, and Eccles' timing is so key in this round. Able to push Heat all the way to 12 rounds. Destructive left, Eccles comes here on the rafters, and in the end finishes up Destructive right here with the perfect timing as well. Destructive just clearing that ramp position, and you can absolutely see the experience from Eccles right there. The second clip that we have was from this match, and that was from Jesmond. Obviously a great highlight.
Yeah, that's for sure. Jesmond just playing this absolutely beautifully, but also the fact that there's so much confidence and trust in each other that you will be winning these isolated 1v1s.
Yeah, absolutely. Jesmond being able to get those first 2 picks, then gets a third one and switches up the rifle right in between as well. That was one of the key parts as well. I'm not sure if it was Vicious or Sapma or who it was who died on the side trying to plant the spike, but he dropped down the Phantom as well, which in the end allowed Jesmond to get that 4th kill, allowed them to get that round. And these are just really key individual plays that can push these maps over to this team. For example, for the Eccles round, they got the 12th round on a 2 versus 4 situation onto match point. And that is exactly how he got the first map. Yeah, they ended up losing the match, but still, that is one of the highlights that I absolutely want to show you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that experience coming through in the forms of Eccles did really pay off on that first map. Unfortunately, Heat weren't able to win, but that does also mean that they're going to be towards that lower bottom of the standings. However, Finest and KOVA, they're going to be moving up. They got a point secured each. So the standings, they're going to be looking a little differently. We got Excel, KOVA, Hookars, and Finest on the top, and the rest, they're looking towards the bottom. We don't have a middle section as of yet, but I'm going to be honest, Alliance and Heat towards the bottom side of this rankings, that's not something that I expected.
Yeah, for me, it's the Heat. I think Heat were looking better than Finest coming into the matchup, but Finest, they proved themselves. And these are the first first matches that we see kind of how this team works, for especially for like teams like Alliance and Finest who haven't really played in the qualifiers. Then you have Heat and H2O. You kind of know how they work. Human Trippers as well in the promotional tournament. So there's some things that you can see from these teams already coming in these first matches, but this is not gonna stay the same. These teams are gonna face against each other, and I think there's gonna be teams dropping down to the lower bracket, teams climbing up. Like I think he is definitely one of the top 4 teams in this season, so I would expect them to go a little bit higher in the coming weeks.
Yeah, and teams here might be dropping towards that lower side of the standings, but MP, you're dropping that Radiant symbol, aren't you?
Feels bad.
Feels bad. Sam is going to be holding on to it, leading the charge with 4 points. You're right behind her. you still have that opportunity to catch up at one way or another. The rest of Talon sitting on 2 points. But yeah, how does it feel to lose your Radiant? You had it for 1 day.
I mean, I have to credit Sam. That is a good pick on Finest. It's kind of a gamble on that match, in my opinion, but still, she believed in Finest and absolutely deserves that Radiant symbol. But I'm going for it. I'm coming for it.
Okay.
It's not gonna look like this. I hope so. I truly hope. Please.
I'm not at the bottom of the table, so I'm definitely doing better than last stage. I'm really proud of myself for that, but there's still a couple of games that we're going to be looking at, and we got some games coming up tomorrow as well, so we have a schedule for that to be coming through. A lot of bangers that we've been seeing today, and again, a lot of bangers that we'll hopefully be seeing tomorrow. MP, how are you feeling about how everything's been going for the last couple of days?
I think they have been going amazing. I think it's gonna be amazing seeing what week 2 brings us. I think these teams are really gonna battle against each other really tough. We see KOVA against Heat. I think that is gonna be a really interesting matchup, seeing how KOVA and Ale right there said that Heat and EXO might be the toughest opponents for them. So I think this is a good like metric to see where these teams are standing. EXO and Finest, probably one of the most exciting matchups coming in this next week. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see.
Yeah, I think day 3 next week is definitely going to be shaping that bracket a bit further because these are kind of the teams that we said they have that opportunity, that possibility to be the top 4 spot. So if the way these games go, considering you're only playing your opponent once, that's definitely going to have some long-lasting impacts on the standings moving in towards the stage as we're going week and week. So I'm looking forward to next week. I'm not going to be casting it. I'm not sure about UMP. But that's it for me for this week. And before we close it out, MP, it was an absolute pleasure casting with you. But do you have any final mentions that you would like to give?
Yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely thrilled that KOVA is showing a good performance, at least against H2O. Obviously, the Finnish players, I have to root for them as a Finnish caster. So go KOVA, go
no
Human
bias.
Trippers as well. Yeah, no bias, absolutely nothing. Maybe next time I'll show up here with the KOVA shirt. That could be a thing. No bias in this caster. Nope, absolutely none.
No bias in Polaris. I never heard of it, so I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but I'm absolutely thrilled to be casting here. I think it's amazing to see this level of Valorant, and I think Polaris Season 2 might bring some interesting surprises, some very good Valorant, and I'm excited to see what comes next.
Well, if you guys want to know what's going to be coming on next, make sure to follow our socials. They're going to be dropping down on the bottom. We got YouTube, we got Twitter, we got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got it all. Maybe not TikTok just yet, but who knows? We do have the socials available so you guys can stay up to date. Also drop a follow to the Twitch channel if you guys want to know when we're going to be going live. And that's it from us. I want to say thank you so much to everyone who tuned in for this first week of Polaris with an absolute banger, some incredible games. Thank you so much to my co-caster, MP. You did amazing. You're really good at taking those jokes that I'm throwing your way. I really appreciate it. We got the vibes going on. And thank you to production for making this go so smoothly. I hope everyone has an incredible evening, and we will be back next week.